Hello there, a very good evening to you indeed, and many thanks for joining us on Rwanda Television News tonight. I hope that you had yourselves a great and a productive day. Welcome to today's edition. These are the headlines. President Paul Kagame emphasized that now is the time for Africans to take ownership of their future and health.
On Thursday, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente met with Mr. Douglas Kirk-Smith, Vice President of Global Programs at Give Directly.
A very good evening to you once again, and thank you for joining us on Rwanda Television News tonight. My name, as always, is Sam Kalisa.
And mine, Martina Abeda.
How are you doing, Martina, today?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
Very, very great.
Yes.
Yes, you can start it off.
All right. Let us start off by informing you that President Paul Kagame emphasized that now is the time for Africans to take ownership of their future and health, drawing lessons from recent global shocks. The head of state made the remarks on Thursday during the opening session of the Global Forum for Vaccine, Sovereignty and Innovation. Prince Manzi has the report.
The opening session, hosted by the Vaccine Alliance in collaboration with France and the African Union, convened various heads of state and government, international organizations, health professionals, and partners of this sector. The event underscores the commitment of African countries and their partners to achieving vaccine sovereignty and assuring equitable access to vaccines across the continent. Addressing the participants, President Paul Kagame emphasized that even though the COVID-19 pandemic affected countries globally, access to vaccines and therapeutics was uneven.
The COVID pandemic claimed millions of lives while exposing a new dimension of inequality between the developed and developing worlds. The virus did not leave any country unaffected, but timely access to vaccines and therapeutics was deeply uneven and unfair. In the urgency of the moment, Africa and its partners vowed to work together to build vaccine research and manufacturing capabilities for the long term.
During the forum, the African Vaccine Manufacturing Accelerator was officially launched, with the goal of helping African countries achieve vaccine independence by producing 60% of their required doses by 2040. President Paul Kagame affirmed Rwanda's commitment to supporting the development of the health sector across the African continent. He emphasized the importance of Africans taking ownership of their future and health.
Gavi's model has already saved millions of lives, but there is more work to do. Rwanda strongly supports Gavi's replenishment process, as well as full funding of AVMA, and we will do our part. We must also continue building our continent's health institutions, Africa CDC, and Africa Medicines Agency. That includes a responsibility for all of us in Africa to increase contributions from our domestic resources to fund public health. As a continent, recent global shocks have taught us many lessons. Perhaps the most important is to take ownership of our future and our health.
Created in 2000, the Vaccine Alliance, Gavi, is a public-private partnership that helps vaccinate more than half of the world's children against some of the deadliest diseases. The World Health Organization commenced the establishment of the African Vaccine Manufacturing Accelerator, adding that Gavi's ambition lies in realizing the importance of vaccines through valuable partnerships. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Prince. President Paul Kagame emphasized Rwanda's firm stance against any attempts to destabilize the country's security, extending this warning not only to the Democratic Republic of Congo, but also all other parties. Speaking to France 24 on Thursday, President Paul Kagame reiterated the country's commitment to maintaining stability and sovereignty. regarding recent statements made by a Congolese president to bring regime change to Rwanda. President Paul Kagame emphasized the seriousness of such pledges and stated that Rwanda will not tolerate any actions that infringe upon its sovereignty.
So you're ready to fight if need be?
Whether this Eastern Congo situation and what comes out flows over to our territory or anything else, we are ready to fight. Because we are there as a result of having fought for our own rights and existence. There's no question about it. So we are not shying away from saying if anybody finds us or threatens us, I mean, it's not a secret.
In response to concerns about potential international repercussions related to the accusations of supporting the M23 rebel group, President Kagame expressed his resolve, citing Rwanda's resilience in overcoming its difficult history.
Are you afraid of Western sanctions because of the presence denounced of your troops in DRC?
Let me tell you this. With our history, with all these things we are talking about, the way we have been shaped by these hardships and injustices, and it doesn't matter by who, we are not afraid of anything.
The head of state further urged people not to give credence to unfounded allegations.
So the international community can also, I mean, just because it is international community, you don't accept everything they say or they question. You just have to go by facts. And this is what we keep raising with them. How do they explain that we have refugees, 100,000 people persecuted in Eastern Congo because of their identity? And now they want to turn them into Rwandan citizens when they are Congolese? And everybody is talking about these accusations?
The National Electoral Commission calls on candidates in different categories to respect one another during campaigns set to be started on this Saturday. The Electoral Commission emphasizes that failure to comply with the regulations might lead to nullification of one's candidature. We have more on this report.
The National Electoral Commission emphasized this as only a few hours remain before the start of the campaigns for the July presidential and parliamentary elections.
There are different ways a candidate might use to change the voter's mindset. That might include using public resources, blundering and insulting another candidate, bribing to influence, and any other thing that is outside the law.
Local authorities were urged to work closely with campaigners in different parts of the country so that the electoral process goes smoothly. As the country advances, even leaders in different authorities have to evolve. We cannot say things will be like they were 7 years ago, considering the set measures. But also, from the discussions we had with candidates, we pledge that things will be done smoothly. But even when some hindrances arise, we are ready to address them. National Electoral Commission chairperson made the comment on those who wished to campaign but did not make it to the final list.
Ntabwo twumva ko abakandida bakumva ko kugira ngo komisiyo igaragare ko yakoze neza.
Candidates should get rid of the mindset that for the Electoral Commission to be regarded neutral, it should break the law. It's a civic duty that we take seriously for the smooth running of elections, and that should be clearly understood. To give a clarification, because we think it even caused confusion, some candidates did not take due diligence in knowing who their signatories are or if they meet the right requirements, yet this was an easy thing to do.
More than 9 million Rwandans are ready to vote, including more than 2 million young people who will be voting for the first time. The number of voters outside the country increased from 22,000 in 2017 to 62,000 registered voters this year. Currently, there are 144 voting sites in foreign countries. More than 200 people have registered as observers, although the number is likely to increase. On Thursday, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente met with Mr. Douglas Carrick-Smith, Vice President of Global Programs at Give Directly. Discussions centered around Give Directly's initiatives, their impact on residents' livelihoods, and strengthening the partnership with the government of Rwanda. Douglas Carrick-Smith commended the transformative journey for Rwandan families.
What we do is we track what the households spend their money on, and for example, in the current project, 65% of the money is spent on investments, in productive investments, on assets, be it livestock, be it businesses, and then the rest of the money is usually spent on basic needs, so providing food. And housing, shelter. So what we are seeing in terms of results, we are seeing a decrease in food insecurity. We're seeing an increase in employment. We're seeing an increase in school attendance. We're seeing an increase in access to healthcare, and an increase in livelihoods, income, and reduction in debt from the cash transfers.
The activities of Give Directly started in 2016 in Rwanda with the aim of helping needy families by providing them with financial support to get out of poverty. Since then, through 5 projects, more than 200,000 families have received more than $110 million.
On Thursday, the Ministry of Health received a consignment of medical imaging equipment purchased by the government of Rwanda through a new strategic partnership with Siemens Healthineers. This marks an important milestone in the national effort to provide enhanced healthcare services through increased access to state-of-the-art medical diagnostic systems. This partnership is part of an ongoing reform by the Ministry of Health to strategically acquire and equip public health facilities with cutting-edge diagnostic equipment and ensure optimal care for Rwandans at a decentralized level. The Ministry of Health also plans to strengthen medical technology services in hospitals across Rwanda. Health Minister Dr. Sabin Nsanzimana noted that the move will reduce the number of those who go to seek medical services from abroad, in addition to bettering service delivery.
These are major medical equipment. These are imaging equipment. They are in different categories. They are mainly CT scans, they are fluoroscopies, the X-rays, the echography machines. There are different types of machines that are needed in our health facility, from health centers to the university teaching hospitals. There are those that are going to CHUs, King Faisal Hospital, Rwanda military teaching hospitals, and these are going to change the way our doctors treat and know exactly what to treat, especially in the imaging context. They will continue to arrive. This is the first delivery of these machines from factory. There are others that are coming, but this is the largest batch of equipment we have ever received in our healthcare system. That's why the government of Rwanda has been really putting efforts in acquiring the latest technology in medicine, and we are very glad to have this arriving this particular time as we expand our reforms in the health sector. His Excellency the President met the community health workers recently. They were doctors, they were heads of facilities, but now we are talking about the technology to detect diseases and other health problems that would be difficult to know if we didn't have these kind of machines.
This first batch of equipment will be followed by more acquisitions to revolutionize medical imaging capabilities and provide Rwandan healthcare professionals with advanced tools for accurate and timely diagnosis.
Moving ahead to other matters, the private sector in Rwanda, particularly those involved in animal husbandry, believe that their collaboration with the private sector delegation from Hungary will play an essential role in the development of this sector here in Rwanda. Adam Skuzera has the report.
The conference centered on cesarean sectors and training provided to medical students at the undergraduate level. The program aims to decrease maternal mortality rates during childbirth and enhance the proficiency of practicing doctors in this field.
Ko kugira ngo umuganga aba ameze neza nuko ahora yihugura kandi
it requires a lot of trainings to become an expert doctor, but also to increase his critical thinking. And that's why we applied this program to train them as fast as possible. With this initiative, we hope that it will give us the best results in reducing maternal death.
Infection ndetse n'ibindi bishobora gutera abadamu impfu zitunguranye za hato na hato.
Partners have said that reducing the maternal mortality rate is a key goal for every country in Africa, and they view the train program for doctors as a solution to this problem.
This partnership is important because as far as maternal health is concerned, which is the life of our mothers during pregnancy and when they are giving birth. So the global target for each country is to bring the number of maternal deaths to either 70 or below per every 100,000 live births. And for Rwanda, if you look at the last demographic survey, it was around 200. And so we aim to achieve that target. So this program is going to be looking at having a way of training them, equipping them, and supporting them when they are doing those operations.
This partnership, initiated last year and slated to last for 5 years, aims to bolster cesarean sector services in the medical sector. Cedric Irakoze, RTV News.
Sorry for correction, that story was talking about doctors in Rwanda being taught to improve cesarean section here in Rwanda to improve the health of mothers all over. Moving on to the next story, in the University of Rwanda, modern machinery have been delivered for proper maintenance of electrical vehicles, and there are young men and women who graduated from the university that are being equipped with the skills on how to take care of them as they prepare to enter the labor market. Electric motorcycles have reached 3,000, electric cars are 400, while 1,500 are hybrid. There are some owners who attest to the fact that so far they haven't experienced any problem with them, attributing to them still being new. However, there are those who say more garages are needed so that just in case of a problem, it can easily be solved. In the University of Rwanda, the College of Science and Technology has been provided with modern machinery that are used to test electric vehicles. According to a researcher at the University of Rwanda College of Science and Technology, CST engineer Nkurunziza Alphonse, they have started teaching young men and women who graduated from university in various departments how to take care of these vehicles in case of any problem.
The trend is that we have to, with time, we see the electric mobility initiatives going to be taking up all the market, given that the depletion of the fossil fuel products is going down. So with time, we see it as a very good opportunity for these younger generation students or graduates to be able to meet the market demand and be able to work. So there's no doubt that this is a very good and fruitful opportunity at this time that they can be trained by experts who are reaching that field.
There are young men and women who had completed their studies in various universities in mechanical, electrical, and road engineering and are being equipped with the skills to take care of these electric vehicles. For them, this is an opportunity to be introduced to the market.
E-mobility is an upcoming trend as the government is encouraging people to switch from conventional vehicles to electric vehicles. And this training was eye-opening as I got to learn more about electric mobility and to help me to put that knowledge in my future work in DVS and my professional internship I'm about to start.
So with all those knowledge and getting to connect with these different experts from different countries, I've gained some skills and also which comes adding up on what I did with my team in our research, in our final year thesis, which was about assessing the adoption, impact, and challenges of electric vehicles here in Kigali. So with these practical trainings, this comes up adding to what we did in our research.
The transport sector accounts for 7% of the country's GDP. Santos Kodukula, an expert on non-polluting vehicles from Germany, says that the path Rwanda is taking is the same as the one Europe went through to reach the current level it is on.
Through an EU-funded project and by an initiative by the German Development Corporation, GIZ, the initiative is called Invest for Jobs. And there we are trying to increase the skills of the future workforce in Rwanda in the area of electric mobility. And why are we doing this is because from experience in Europe, we have seen that to promote electric mobility and clean environment, there needs to be a proper coordination between the industry, academia, and also the government. And from our past experience in Rwanda, it's very clear that the government has the initiative to go towards clean and green transportation, and there is a strong startup motivation in the electric mobility field, and we also want to bring in the academic partner role.
Rwanda aims to have 20% of all buses, 30% of motorcycles, and 8% of electric cars by 2030 at a cost of $900 million.
Back on the story of a private sector partnership, the private sector here in Rwanda, particularly those involved in dairy farming, I believe that their collaboration with their peers from Hungary will play an important role in the development of this sector, particularly here in Rwanda.
The private sector in animal husbandry indicates that limited financial capacity and insufficient knowledge are significant challenges hindering the development of animal husbandry production.
Definitely. For farmers to grow, they need support financially so that they can expand their output and the size of their heads.
The private sector delegation from Hungary emphasized that one of the most important needs for the private sector in Rwanda is understanding how effectively leverage opportunities in the animal husbandry field on the African continent, particularly in Rwanda.
Food security. I see many products are made from milk powder. It's this country has everything to produce enough raw milk. So Hunland, with this project, we are looking for an investor for this project. We can bring the technology, the know-how, the management, free management for 1 year, and we can bring the breeding animals.
The private sector finds this partnership crucial for promoting mutual cooperation and trade.
The whole idea is to improve the output of the farmers and to improve the yield. So the focus, what we are trying to get from the Hungary delegation is to focus on improving the quality and the quantity of milk produced. So if you look at some cows like the Jersey, they can produce up to 25 liters per day. The average yield per cow in Rwanda is quite low, even for the exotic breeds which some of the farmers have.
In addition to this cooperation in the private sector, Rwanda and Hungary also collaborate in other sectors including diplomacy and health, among others.
And that's all from us here at RBA's Rwanda Television News. On behalf of the entire news production as well as the technical team, many thanks for being with us on today's edition. My name is Sam Kalisa.
And mine, Martina Vera.
And we'll say up until next time.
Stay safe.
And have a great evening.